Well, today you are joining us from Outsource IT for an amazing charity. It is called Halton Tech for Teens. And once you learn about this charity, you will be amazed by what the folks do to help teenagers or adults or kids that live in our community. This is Mike. Mike, you are the co-founder of the charity.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
In 2019, my cousin Scott, my friend Ryan and I, we were together looking at some devices that my friend Scott got for us. He's a IT manager for Challenger Trucking. He said, Mike, I have some spare devices. Can you find homes for them? My wife's heavily involved with Children's Aid Foundation and the Children's Aid Society of Halton.
Okay.
Youth in Care need some devices. We reformatted those, gave those to the kids. Happens again, happens again, happens again. All of a sudden we start thinking maybe there's some important thing to be done here. And then sure enough, the pandemic hits a few months later, and all of a sudden the need for remote learning, the remote working, all those things gets really, really amped up in a hurry.
Well, I think that was the last time we were here, right?
The last time we were here was September 22nd of 2020 with Tim.
So yeah, so that's like right in the thick of pandemic, where kids really needed those computers. What did they need them for?
But they didn't need them quickly. They needed them like right now. So there's thousands of kids at home without devices. And it's not a question of money so much, it's a question of mom and dad are at home with two kids. One device is fine when the kids are at school and mom and dad are at work.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, overnight, everyone's at home trying to find one thing to do work, if they can even work from home. So we found that the need and the demand for our services rose exponentially.
Yeah.
And we were very lucky. I found some corporate patrons. Our friend Nathan here, who's the owner of Outsource IT Services here in Burlington. I worked for his wife in my former life as a private chef. Before I started doing this. That was my former life, and they hired me, and Nathan and I were chatting before the pandemic. That there might be some synergy here. Then the pandemic hits, and we started working together right away after that, as well as a few of the corporate patrons that I have, and individuals as well. Individuals are a big part of our donation process. Yeah. And all of a sudden, devices started rolling in, and the phone rang constantly.
I bet.
The last time that you guys were here in September of 2020, I had 100 requests for devices and donations within 6 days.
Wow.
And that went on for months afterwards. I still have, even to this day, I probably have in my inbox someone in the last few weeks who remembers the segment, who needs a device. Okay,
well, coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about the history of the charity, and we'll actually give an example of what you do here with these computers, i.e. devices. There's lots more coming up on Morning Live. We are back here at Outsource IT. We are with Mike, who is the co-founder of Halton Tech for Teens, and it is all about accessing computers, devices for families that need them, that may not be able to afford them, be able to access them. So if I'm in that situation, if I have a couple of kids, and thankfully for now, remote learning is over, but if it needed to pick back up again, or if I just needed some help financially, being a single mom of two kids, how do I access your support?
We deliberately went out of our way to make this easy. We didn't want to have a big, long 15-page form. We're trusting people that are reaching out to us have a need, and we're not trying to vet everyone too carefully. We believe people are fundamentally honest. So what we did, we set up a form on our Facebook page, which is obviously Halton Tech for Teens, but also we have a website, haltontechforteens.ca, not .com, .ca, and there's a submit form where you can submit your application, or in someone else's name if you want. Either more people say, not for me, but for my neighbor Steve or something. Yeah. Or for
my grandkids, or for my something. Because sometimes people don't want to admit it's for them, maybe a little bit.
Exactly. And there's maybe some embarrassment there, but we're more than happy to solve all that. But right beside that is a donate a device as well.
Right.
And that's kind of the...
That's how people can get connected.
Exactly. Okay. And now normally we generally speaking get single devices from individuals, but from some of our corporate patrons we might get, you know, as Luke is looking around here, there might be 7 or 8 or 9 devices that have...
Like a company that's upgrading.
A company that's upgrading, and never forget this, and this is an important thing. Devices are upgraded not because they're worn out, but usually because they need to be upgraded for security reasons, for speed, for performance.
Software, anything.
Exactly. Not because they're worn out. And that's very, very unusual to wear them out. And even if they do get worn out, we have lots of spare parts around here, whether we have hard drives or RAM, lots of tools. These can always be upgraded. Like this Mac, for example, that we're looking at right now.
I feel like it's kind of a puzzle piece.
Well, this dates back from 2012.
Yeah.
Now, which sounds like 11 years ago, you think, my God, that's ancient. My car's not even a 2012. But
both my computer and my car are 2011. What does that mean?
There you go. but a device like this, for example, or even this Surface right here.
Yep.
This is only 4 or 5 years old.
Right.
This is 11 years old. If I upgrade this device using different hard drives or RAM or whatever to make this faster, this device, if you're a kid who needs to do Google School, who needs to be online for email, if you're an adult learning English as a second language, a new emerging audience for us, and newcomers to Canada. For example, our Ukrainian friends are coming over with the clothes on their back.
Yeah.
They need to connect to home, they need to look for job training. A device like this, if you have nothing, I have this in my basement.
Yeah, exactly.
One just like in my basement, and they work very, very well.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to see what Mike actually does and how he takes different parts and connects them together to make you a brand new, but used, computer. For now, I'm going to send things back inside the studio. All right, back with Mike for Halton Tech for Teens. Mike, what's going on? What's the beeping? I thought you fixed computers, not break them.
Well, we clearly have something going on here.
Okay.
There's a four beep error code somewhere around here. Luckily, I have a computer I can look it up.
Okay. So you get that when you're dealing with different hard drives and you're kind of putting pieces together.
Yeah. Well, this is an older device. This probably dates back to 2011, 2012.
Okay.
A device like this, though, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of need for desktops anymore. Most of our clientele need the portability to use public Wi-Fi services because Wi-Fi at home is quite a luxury.
Yeah, that's true.
So unfortunately, this one will have to go to the back of the line as far as repairs go.
Okay.
I have some other laptops over there that are going to require RAMs and updates and stuff like that. But
so laptops, notebooks, those are kind of the best things.
And oddly enough, tablets as well. Like some of the newer the tablets, the newer Samsungs, the newer iPads.
Yeah.
They're very useful. Like a lot of those have apps that are made for schooling at home. But unfortunately, the sad thing is all those desktops that we had as kids with the big gray towers, the big beige monoliths, they really don't have a lot of utility anymore.
Yeah.
They, again, our clientele needs the opportunity to use public Wi-Fi spaces or even school or library Wi-Fi. So unfortunately, those things aren't that useful. But that being said, though, what we have found out is a lot of our English as a second language students and some of the remote work people, that's a different story. If you have remote work that you're trying to establish or training for that,
this is perfect.
This is actually better.
Yeah.
And even this 12-year-old thing here, if you are doing email, if you're conversing,
I prefer this.
It's bigger screen, it's more comfortable than a laptop is.
Totally.
But again, the majority of our people, as we are Tech for Teens, was our original mandate. Laptops, notebooks, they really make our lives a lot easier.
It's true.
1 in 10 of these I disperse. I have 2 going out this weekend, mind you, that are for ESL students, so they don't care because they have Wi-Fi in their homes.
Oh, that's good.
But overwhelmingly, 90% of what I need,
laptops.
what we really, really would prefer is laptops and notebooks.
Okay, now if I'm giving you my computer, how do I make sure that everything is going to be wiped clean? Not that I have anything, suspicious on my computer, but you want to make sure that all of your documents, you probably have maybe tax receipts on there, banking information, like you want to make sure all of that is gone.
Yes, and that's the one thing that we really focus on is data security. I don't even start your computer.
Okay, what do you mean?
First thing I do, your computer comes in, if it's a Windows-based computer, this goes in, and that's always I start it with. I don't even look at it.
Okay.
I don't even try, I wipe it, then I do a full wipe and reformat, then I do it again. If anyone's getting through to your stuff then, I don't document who gives me things. I make it all generic so I can't even trace anything back. Everything's wiped on delivery. For the Macintosh devices, there's a cable beside you there with a hard drive attached to it.
This little guy?
Right there. That's a Macintosh operating system, a very old one that fits all the old ones as well. That reformats everything that I bring in.
Okay, because I think that would be like a number one security concern for people.
Overwhelmingly.
Yeah.
And I actually encourage people before they give them to me, if there's Windows-based computers, there's a way to reset them.
Yeah. Well, Macs too.
Macs as well. It's very easy to do. iPads, all that stuff. You can
but sometimes you don't trust it. You're like, it says it's clean, but I don't know.
Well, we've done 300 devices back in the community. This is, I think, High Sierra. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But this one here will work for wiping virtually any Mac that's out there.
Amazing.
Of the 300 that we've had, I've never heard anything be a problem in that times. If people want, though, what I can also do is just give them back their hard drive.
There you go. So super safe, and then you'll put a new hard drive in.
Exactly. And I've been very, very lucky. We've had a lot of patrons, whether they're corporate side or individuals, the last time we were doing this, I had an individual say, what do you need? I can't give you a device.
That's amazing.
So he sent me a box of hard drives.
Wow.
Bought them on Amazon for $40 each, whatever it was, and said, here, just put these in, give people back their hard drives.
That's amazing.
If they can't trust us because they don't want to, which is perfectly reasonable, then just take the
You've
drive
got
out
other
yourself,
solutions.
or I'll return the drive to you.
Okay, the community is amazing. We'll talk a little bit more about the charity, how you can reach out, how you can help, and how you can get involved. All that coming up on Morning Live. We are at Outsource IT. We are with Halton Tech for Teens with Mike, and if you ever wanted to know what the bottom of your laptop looks like, this is it. We've exposed the belly, and this is how you refurbish it and make it used but new for somebody.
The reality is, most of these things never wear out.
Yeah.
But what does happen over time, and this is the same as your car.
Yeah.
Some components actually get old and need to be replaced. Hard drives and RAM make everything new, faster, bigger, better, stronger. They just do. So a device like this, for example, this is a relatively newer one, probably 2018 vintage. This kind of a drive that it uses is a lot faster than this one is.
Right.
But this one here, for example, which uses this older style of drive, I put a nice new solid state drive, which is about 10 times faster than what it came with, upgrade the RAM in these little slots here, and this thing's good for a year or two yet.
Okay,
And,
so there you go.
And again, one of the goals that we have is not to replace people's stuff forever. We are not a lifetime solution. What we are, though, is we're a solution for people that need a little bit of help in the short term. We're trying to help people that, whether because of employment, whether location, urgency need, who just need a bit of help. And that's all we're trying to do. And we're trying to keep things out of the landfill. Like this thing here, sadly enough, if it wasn't for me, this is going to the e-waste in the landfill.
Yeah, of course.
We've done 300 devices in the last 4 years or so. That's thousands of kilos.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Not in the landfill. So we're very pleased about that.
That's good for the environment.
And we can help people. And that's kind of fun to do.
So if people got a new computer for Christmas and they want to get rid of their old one, but they're not really sure how to do it, this is certainly one way.
That's right. We're very pleased that we found a lot of corporate level executives who have recognized the value of what we do. We found lots of individuals who like the value of what we do, and we found community groups that want to help us as well. So if people have devices, again, go to the Facebook page or to the haltontechforteens.ca website. We're more than happy to talk to you about a donation, or if you need something as well, we're always happy to help with that as well.
And what's the timeline for people requesting and actually receiving?
Week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So a very short period of time.
Yeah. Now, it depends what they want, though. Laptops, again, take longer, because that's not only the majority of our business, it's also the greatest challenge that we're facing right now.
Yeah.
So ideally, that might take a little bit longer. If someone wants a desktop, I have 4 in my garage right now.
There you go.
and that actually bothers me, because they're oh, there we go.
Oh, it's working.
Oh,
well done.
So here's what's happened here.
Almost working.
No, this one got dropped. So this screen, unfortunately, is damaged. This one I cannot repair. A screen to fix this device would cost more than the device.
Of course.
But, had this been working well, this device could have been in someone's hand within a couple of days.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, well, thanks so much for having us, Mike. We really appreciate your time, energy, effort, and the help you're giving to the community. HaltonTechForTeens.ca is where you can find Mike and his team. Thanks to Outsource IT for having us here and for all their help and support over the last couple of years. Mike, it has been a real pleasure.
Thank you very much.